Hiya. Oh no. Hiya. Right, I hope you are all having a lovely, enjoyable and happy Easter weekend. I have to admit, I do enjoy celebrating these special occasions. Although the older I get, the more I'm starting to think that maybe they lose much of their true meaning and significance, especially in the Western world. For example, this time last year I visited our local church on Easter Sunday, and while I was sat there amongst the congregation listening to the story about the death and the resurrection of our Lord and Saviour, Willem Dafoe, I'm sat there and I thought, oh, I've heard all this shit before. Wait, do we get a fucking chocolate egg or what? I'm starving. I've never been to church on Easter. I'm only come here for the eggs. Do we get any eggs or what? Yeah. Okay, it wasn't the Romans that killed Jesus. It was Cadbury's. Alright? And the reason that Cadbury's killed Jesus is because he was telling all the poor people about the dangers of sugar, about how it is the main gateway drug for most people, and that it causes obesity, diabetes, cancer, and it's just as addictive as cocaine. And they killed him for it. And then eventually, yes, he did come back. While the CEOs of Cadbury's were all having a business meeting at the headquarters, Jesus suddenly appeared in the middle of the conference room, and he held out his hand with a Cadbury's cream egg in it. What the fuck is this? He spake. And then they just shot him in the head and buried him under the floor. And the head honcho was like, right, nobody tell anybody about this, okay? Because if the people find out that we've just shot Jesus, they're not going to be buying eggs anymore, and we're going to lose profit, okay? And then you're all going to be out of a job. So, keep your fucking mouth closed, okay? Okay? Yeah. And if that offended anybody, okay, have a sense of humour. Because the older I get, the more I start to get the feeling that Jesus would much prefer somebody like me speak on his behalf, as opposed to all these thin-shouldered, pencil-neck, chinless weirdos in their silly costumes and their high hats. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, well, you see, what God meant to say was get on your knees and suck this. It's like a few weeks back, me and my mum were watching the news, and it was about the Archbishop of Canterbury resigning, and he was being interviewed, and he said he was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed with all the complaints and the abuse allegations that were being made towards members of the Church of England. And he was overwhelmed. He was so overwhelmed, bless him. And I turned to my mum and I said, well, he's the spokesman for God, is he not? Is that not what his job is? To speak on behalf of God? I mean, if he's overwhelmed, then why doesn't he just kneel down, put his hands together and fucking pray? Okay, do the same thing that you tell all us to do when we're fucking struggling, cunt. Put your hands together. Oh, please, will you come down off your crucifix and help me with all this abuse admin? I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. I haven't had a lunch break for 3 days. And I'm worried that the British people will finally discover that all these institutions that they are told to respect, protect and look up to are governed and ruled by the same exact people who would gladly throw them and their children on an open log fire just to keep warm one cold winter's afternoon for an hour. We have to keep them divided. We have to keep them thinking that we are here to help them. Otherwise, they will no longer be willing to fight and die in our name. They will no longer be willing to pay taxes in our name. And they certainly will no longer be willing to donate any money to the church. And if that happens, we're going to be out of a job, okay? We're going to be out on our ass. And some of us will then have to find children to traumatise the old-fashioned way. Hanging around schools, pretending to be teenagers on dating apps. We're the Church of England, for Christ's sake. We're not some fucking Pakistani grooming gang. We're the Church of England. Help us. Come on, help me. I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. Please. Ooh, what have I done with my life? And he's there talking, you know, like they all do, like any politicians, you know, always deflecting, not being honest. I just wanted the interviewer to knock the glasses off his face, grab him by the shoulder and say, do you have any fucking idea of the damage that's been done to these innocent children? You fucking stupid daft cunt. Do you have any fucking idea? His hat falls off. Do you know the damage that's done? Do you understand the magnitude of these sins? You stupid fucking ass. What do you do? I'm sorry, forgive me. Too late for that. We don't want your resignation, okay? You're being fired. So please, just fuck off and take your stupid hat with you. Oh, well, thank you for giving my hat. Thank you. You know what I'm saying. I don't mean to offend anybody that finds comfort in religion. Whether it's Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, you know, what are they called? You know, ching, 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 Hare Krishna. You know what I'm saying, okay? If it gives you comfort and helps you in times of adversity, if it helps you to become a better person and to respect other people and to understand other people with love as opposed to fear, then I'm not offending you. I hope I'm not out to offend you. And if I have offended you, I do apologise. The ones that I'm trying to offend are the ones who use religion or God's name to control and to spread fear and to politicise and to coerce people into committing acts of committing atrocities towards innocent men, women and children in the name of whatever the fuck. Okay, those people I want to offend because those people are Satan. You are the devil. Okay? It really is that simple. I don't understand why people can't see that those who are willing to kill in the name of God are evil. They are the exact thing they claim to hate, which is a human trait, okay? No, I don't know. It's like that Paula Venables as well. You know that woman who was the CEO of the Post Office Limited, and she was in charge during the post office scandal? Yeah, she's a priest, or was a priest. Up there, stood behind the podium, you know, spouting all this bullshit about forgiveness and love and caring and how we should help the poor and the needy. You know, if she was a genuine Christian, if she believed in all that shit that she was spouting to a congregation, then straight away before the trial, or at the beginning of the trial, she would have just gone, I'm sorry, I am sorry, I have done wrong. I upheld the reputation of a fine British institution at the expense of fine honest, decent, hard-working British people who I kicked under the bus, and I should fucking burn in hell for what I did. Okay, when she goes into the afterlife, they're going to be there again. Right, Paula, you haven't been very good, have you? I'm afraid for the first 10 years of eternity, you will become a toilet. I don't know what, I thought I would get special treatment because I'm a Christian. I was baptized and ordained. No. Listen, there's none of that shit up here. Okay, God isn't religious. God is love. Alright? There's no separation. There's no teams. There's no sides. There's no fucking conservatives or labours. Alright? It's just love. And you need to learn your lesson because you thought that on account of your work with the church and that fine institution, the Royal Mail, you thought that you would get special treatment. Well, you won't be getting special treatment, okay? You will be turned into a toilet. I don't understand. Right. I'll put this in the most simplest of terms. Hundreds of thousands of people die each day, okay? That's a lot of people who need to take a shit. Alright? We need a lot of toilets. Now, you see those massive long 8-mile rows of cubicles? On the door of each cubicle there's a plaque with a name on it. Like that one, for instance, over there. Okay, if you go to that cubicle, on the door it says Adolf Hitler. Now, if you open the cubicle door and you go in, you will see a porcelain bowl, much like any toilet you would get in any household. Now, when you pull the flush and the turds go round the U-bend, the tubes are attached to Hitler's mouth underneath the toilet. And he's there, oh, 9. And what happens is all the waste goes into his mouth. And they're puking, and the puke's coming out of his nose, and his tear ducts in his ears, and just choke on him. And then we bring him back to life. We put some ginger on his tongue to clean the palate and help revitalise the taste buds. And then we attach his mouth to the tube and get ready for the next person to come in and shit in his fucking mouth. Alright? So for the first 10 years, that's what you're going to be doing. Which, 10 years is a drop in the ocean, really, okay? Because this is eternity we're talking about. So, take your fucking punishment and fuck off. Just in case I'm wrong, I do want to say I apologise, okay? I'm going overboard for the sake of trying to get a laugh, in the hope that there's going to be people out there who got the same warped, twisted sense of humour as I got, and they'll subscribe to my channel, okay? I didn't... because I did feel a little bit ill earlier, and the stroke that I had came out of nowhere, and I just got this horrible nagging feeling that if I don't shut up about religion and God and Jesus and all that, that I may suddenly just and I'll wake up and Paul of Venels and the Archbishop of Canterbury will be there. And they'd be like laughing, like, hello, Kevin. Yes. No, not so funny now, are we? Hey? Well, we just want to tell you that you're wrong, but I think you know what's going to happen, don't you? Yeah, okay, so, you know, just in case. Just in case. Oh. Mm. Mm. Oh. Oh. Mm. Oh. I had a Galaxy bar, and my sister bought me an egg. My other sister bought me an egg, which it's great, because what happens is every Easter evening I like to strip off naked, and I separate the 2 eggs into 4 halves like this. I've used this half because this would be the one that I put on my bum, but I don't want any chocolates being on my ass. But what I like to do is I like to stand naked in front of a mirror. I get the 1 half there, 1 half there, 1 half on my genitals, and I dance in the mirror with my chocolate bikini. I go, tabletop, please, give me what I need. And the chocolate melts all over my genitals, and then, sorry, I shouldn't be discussing all this. You get the drift, okay? I also want to apologise about some things that I said yesterday, which was at the beginning of this episode, because I'm not out to offend anybody that's a Christian and is deeply religious and is genuine, okay? I'm out to offend all those people that I know will get offended just because they're looking to have a pop because they don't agree with anything that I've said in these videos, because they're the people that have always complained. They're the reason why I am now only got a YouTube channel. Yeah, and like I've said in many episodes before, these are the people that in real life, in the workplace, on the street, or maybe in the pub or in public, are abusive to other people. They make fun of people, they'll humiliate people, they'll bully people that are weaker than them, and as soon as somebody calls them out on it, they're like, well, I'm only joking, it's just a bit of banter. So if I've offended you with any of the stuff that I've said, I'm just joking, it's just a bit of banter. Alright? You know, I don't know, maybe Paul Venables and the Archbishop of Canterbury deep down are really good, decent people, but their hands are tied because of the people in their institutions that are above them. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm doing this on behalf of all those people that work for the post office that were kicked under the bus. The ones who unalived themselves. Alright? I'm doing it for all those children that have been traumatized by Judas priests. And I know that if Jesus and God are looking down and watching this, that they get it. They'd be just fine with it. Okay? They'd be just fine. Right. Oh, the title of this episode is The Sad Sibling Sickness of a Benefit Begrudging Bastard in Britain. So I need to talk about that to give it some context, but I'm not well enough to do it any justice. I was going to edit things down and condense things into a half hour, and the editing was going to create a rhythm which would give it a kind of energy to express the emotions, the anger, and cutting and this and that. I'm not well enough to do it, okay? I really am not well enough. I'm not gravely ill. It's just I'm struggling from having a stroke, and sometimes it gets tough. And so yeah, this is what it is. But anyway, let me just get into it, okay? A couple of days ago, I'm walking down to the local Asda to get myself some Easter eggs, car pulls up beside me and it's been driven by somebody that I've known all my life. Very far from being friends, but we grew up on the same estate together, went to the same school, and occasionally our paths will cross. So he pulls up beside me and he said, "Hey Kev, so what happened to your leg, mate? What you got a walking stick for?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I had a stroke I did at the beginning of November last year." And he's like, November? Man, you need to man up. I had a stroke about 3 years ago. I had a stroke on a Thursday. I was back in work by the Monday. And I'm like, "Oh, really? You should have took time out for yourself to recover, mate. You know, we only got one life." And I could see that this pissed him off. And I know now it's because he just wanted to undermine me. Alright? He just wanted to belittle me because he's at war with himself. Typical macho bullshit. You know, whereas me, I'm the kind of man that if I was driving past somebody I knew, even if I didn't really like him, I'd pick him up and I'd give him a lift to the exact same place that I was going. But no, he just pulls over and sees that I've got a peg leg and just wants to undermine me. To show everybody that he's the man. Because he thinks that people like me are impressed by that kind of shit. It's like, man, sorry, but all this, like, labels, I got no problem with people liking nice things or expensive things, but don't think it makes you better than me. I don't look at people that are driving fancy cars and think, "Oh my God, what a winner. What a winner." No. I usually just think, "Oh, I bet he's in a shitload of fucking debt." But anyway, you know, all the more power to you, whatever. Just don't think that it makes you better than me, because it fucking don't. Because if you do, then that makes me laugh. It makes me laugh because I don't need any of that shit to be content, okay? You're the one that's filling a fucking empty void. But yeah, anyway, I says to him, I said, "Man, you need to take time out for yourself to recover." And he got angry. He got angry and he went, "Yeah, that's alright for you to say. Yeah, you're living back with your mum, and you? Yeah, I've got a roof to keep over my head. I've got 3 mouths to feed. I've got a grandchild on the way. It's alright for you to say. Anyway, I've got to go, got to pick the missus up." And he just fucked off. Like all that is my fault. Those were choices that you made, okay? You ever heard of free will? You chose to have children the same way I chose not to have children. Alright? Life's tough enough as it is. I don't want to make it even more difficult by bringing another screaming shit machine into the world. Alright? I don't want to deal with the emotional admin. I don't want to deal with the financial drain. I like to go to the movies. I like to watch live gigs. I like to collect DVDs. I don't want to be responsible for another human being. I couldn't deal with the emotions. So I chose not to have one. Alright? So don't make me feel guilty just because you're now staring into the void because you chose to fire your load into the first woman that was willing to have sex with you sober more than once, okay? That's down to you. That was your fucking penis that did that, so leave me out of it. Alright? You know, and as far as having a stroke on a Thursday and being back in work on the Monday, I don't believe it, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But if that is the truth, if you really did have a stroke on a Thursday and you were back in work on the Monday, I now think you're even more fucking dumber than I thought you were in the first fucking place. Well, you think that there's a special place in heaven for those of us that work harder? You think that when you die you're gonna go through the white light and be stood outside the pearly gates with St. Peter, Paul or Matthew or whatever the fuck sat behind the desk with a big red book of your life and an angel winged feathered quill that they dip in ink to write down your details and sign you in? Huh? It says here that your attendance record in the workplace was impeccable. Pristine was the word that they used during the eulogy at your funeral. Yes. Oh my God, it says here that you had a stroke on a Thursday and you were back in work by the Monday? You fucking stupid cunt. We supposed to be impressed by that? Big man. Life's for living, you moron. Didn't you know that? You fucking stupid cunt. Right, you can go to heaven, but for the first 10 years, you're going to be a cleaner, okay? And you're going to be on toilet duty. Alright? So, go on, fuck off. Yeah. But no, we live in a house that we have paid for. It's bought, so don't fucking say, oh, I've got a roof to keep over there. Yeah, I've kept the roof over my head. We've kept the roof over their head. Just because I didn't do the same shit as you, just because I don't chase the same dreams as you, just because I don't want to blend into this fucking shit show of a fucking society that you all keep fucking moaning about, just because I don't want to blend in, okay, don't push me down and put me down and make me feel like I'm the problem, okay? Take accountability for your own fucking choices. So I'm not interested. I don't give a fuck. I really don't fucking care. I'm sick of hearing it from people. That's all I'm getting now. Politics, trans. The other day, you know, I'm just queuing in a fucking shop. Well, what do you think of all this trans to me? What do you, and I'm thinking, right, what do I think about it? I don't care. Okay, trans people have always existed. Okay, it's just part of human nature. And the problem is with you, you're just looking at your phone so much, and that you're taking it all in, you're swallowing all the propaganda. Just put the phone down and forget about it, because if you go online, you'd swear that there was, every public toilet, there was a trans person just waiting to jump out at the next woman that's going in to take a piss or a shit. Alright, I'm not interested. I don't care. Alright, and as far as I'm concerned, the people that keep on going on about it, alright, you know, there may come a day when you're at the pub with your mates, drinking your pint. Yeah, well, the problem is all these trans people. Oh my God, I shit my pants. I can't breathe. My pants. I can't breathe. Oh, my phone. Get my phone. Oh, there's videos on my phone. She-male cum shot compilations. They're not mine, I swear. My phone got hacked. Okay, they're not mine. My phone got hacked. Yeah, and then that's the end of you. Not interested, don't care, don't want to know anything about it, okay? I don't care about sides, teams, anything like that. I got my family, I got my friends who I trust, and actually we've all got different views and opinions, but we don't like that getting in the way of our love for one another. And that's all I'm saying with these videos, okay? Yeah, like I said, I am antagonizing the people who in real life, in the workplace, you know, in the pub, on the street, who are horrible to everyone. They make fun of everyone. They humiliate people. They look down upon people. Oh, look at him over there. Yeah, look at him over there. Look at him over there. Yeah, and then when somebody says something to them and calls them out, and they go, oh, I'm only joking. It's just a bit of banter. So yeah, this is what this is. A bit of banter. Alright? I've paid my taxes. I've paid my dues. Alright? So don't make me feel shitty about taking advantage of the system that I have paid into specifically to help me at times like this. Alright? You do not get it, man. You do not understand the amount of the untold buckets of shit that I had to swallow during the pandemic, doing that job, working for a £1 million industry, and they couldn't even give me £140 fucking bonus. 140 quid. And when I asked them, I said, do I get a bonus? They went, oh, well, no, you're not interfacing with the public like the drivers. You're just working in the depot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm cleaning shit, blood, piss and puke at the bottom of bins with a toothbrush because the machines ain't working because you won't pay the money to get them fucking fixed. I am cleaning all that mess with a fucking toothbrush from the bottom of bins during a global fucking pandemic, and you won't give me 140 fucking quid. Fuck you. The amount of times that I worked, sometimes 30 days on the trot, and would look at my wage pay and think, well, it's taken 40, but what the fuck, what's the point? What's the point? And yeah, back then I would say, oh, see this, man? See this is all the immigrants taking our taxes. This is all the fucking unemployed people. Yeah. Now I've had a stroke, I don't give a fuck about any of it. I do not care. Alright? You know, if you want, ask the king to pitch in. Okay? If we all gotta pay towards his fucking rent and his lifestyle, and he haven't even got the decency to invite homeless veterans at the very least into the palace to have a cup of tea and listen to their woes and help them, well then why the fuck should I bow or any of that shit or give a fuck, okay? I don't give a fuck. Don't have a go at me. I'm not sponging off the fucking system. I've paid into it. You know? And even before, people would say, you know, when people would go, oh yeah, you know, immigrants coming over here, you know, stealing our jobs. I'm thinking, what are you talking about, our jobs? You haven't worked since you fucking left school. So just shut your mouth about people taking your job. Oh yeah, well the thing is, I'm depressed. What, as opposed to all of us that are working full time and are over the fucking moon? Just shut the fuck up. I'm not going to talk about this stuff anymore, folks. Like I said, I never intended to talk about any of this shit in the first place, but I've been going on about it for 19 episodes, near enough. So now I want to talk about other things in the next episode. I don't want to lose my rag anymore because I'm not feeling well again all of a sudden. So this is what it is. I hope you've all had a lovely Easter, and yeah, leave me to recover and get back on the horse, okay? It's going to take some fucking time. You see, me, I never go to the doctors. I hate sponging off the system, as they say, alright? I would go to work with fucking broken hands, this, that. No, I'm alright, I'll be okay. You'd have to force me to go to A&E. You'd have to force me to go to the doctors. And that in itself has completely fucked me up. But now, you know, before everybody's telling you, Kev, you need to get help, mate. You need to get help with the drugs. You need to get help with things. Now I've got help and I've sobered up and I'm sorting myself out. That's a fucking problem. You can never make people happy. No matter what, they'll put you down. They'll find a way to just shit on your parade. So fuck them all. I'm taking time out for myself to look after myself, and I don't give a fuck about anybody's opinions about me. Alright, so if you see me and you're walking past, just say hello, ask me how things are doing, ask me if I've seen any good films. Alright, that'll be so good. Don't speak to me about politics, immigration, trans people. I am not fucking interested. Okay, I do not care. I'm 51 years of age. Okay, I've had a fucking little touch of death, and it's made me realise that all this shit online is not worth it unless it's there to make you laugh. There you go. Alright, this is unplanned. I'm sorry. I know it's not thing, but I'm going to keep it as it is because it's raw. So have a happy Easter, everyone. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and love to everyone. Bye.